Hello friends, this video on transport in plants part 10 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Now we will talk about the next mechanism or the next process for short distance transport of water, that is plasmolysis. So let us see what is plasmolysis. Plasmolysis, the term is derived from plasma. Plasma is something related to the cytoplasm and lysis means to break down, to cut down. So let us see what is plasmolysis. It is the process in which the plant cell cytoplasm is separated from cell wall due to severe water loss. Now, as I said, water constitutes a major part of the plant. So inside each and every cell, we have cytoplasm, which is a fluid, which is nothing but mostly water with dissolved nutrients and minerals in it. Now, if the plant cells start to lose a lot of water, what will happen? The cell will start to shrink. Now, when it loses a lot of water, a situation arises where the cytoplasm gets widely separated from the cell wall, and this separation of cytoplasm from cell wall is known as plasmolysis, because the connection between the cytoplasm and the cell wall is getting cut down or broken down, and that is why the name is plasmolysis. Let us look at this picture, which will give a better idea. This is how the plant cell looks like before plasmolysis. So this is before. So if you see, this pink colored structure represents the vacuole. Now in plant cells, vacuole occupy a major portion of the cell. So this is the vacuole, and this white region which you see, they are nothing but the cell walls. And inside that you have the cytoplasm and so many other organelles. We are not discussing about all that now. Now after plasmolysis, if you see, the vacuole or this pink region is quite well separated from the cell wall, and this separation occurred because of plasmolysis, because the cell lost a major portion of water. So this is about plasmolysis. So after plasmolysis, the vacuoles shrunk, the cytoplasm got separated from the cell wall. Now, in order to understand when this plasmolysis occurs, when a plant cell start to lose water, we need to understand the behavior of cells in different type of solution. So this situation comes when the cell is placed in a hypertonic solution. Now you might wonder, what is hypertonic solution? So let us discuss about the different types of solution and the behavior of the cell in each of these solutions. So first we will talk about the behavior with hypertonic solution. So what is a hypertonic solution? A solution in which the water concentration in the solution is lesser than that inside the cell. So what you do, you take a container, you take a hypertonic solution. That is that type. Hyper means more. So hyper means this solution has water concentration less. That means the solute concentration is more in this solution. And now you put inside this solution the plant cell. So now what is the situation? The situation is that the water concentration is less here and the water concentration is more here. So what will happen? By the process of diffusion or osmosis, whatever you call it, water will start flowing from the cell to the water. So water will, from the cell into the solution. So the water will start to come out of the cell. Now when there is too much of water loss, the situation of plasmolysis come into picture. Now when the water start to move out of the cell, first the water moves from the cytoplasm. All the water present inside the cytoplasm is sent out. Then all the water which is present in the vacuole is again sent out, because vacuole is basically used as a storage organ in plant. Now then what happens? The cytoplasm and the vacuole shrinks. So water moves into the extracellular fluid, and this causes the protoplast to shrink and go away from the walls, and this results in a separation between the cell wall and the cytoplasm. So this is how it behaves in a hypertonic solution. So here if you look at the plant cell, so now if you look at the plant cell, it is gradually getting shrunk because of the loss of water. So due to this loss of water, as I mentioned before also, firstly the cytoplasm will lose all the water, then the vacuole will also lose all the water. So all the water will come in this extracellular space. So all the water will come into this extracellular space, and as a result of this, the vacuole and the cytoplasm will shrink and they will get separated from the cell wall. So that is how the process of plasmolysis take place. So plasmolysis will take place in a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution is the one where the water concentration is less than that inside the cell. The next type of solution that we are going to talk about is just the opposite one, that is hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution means in this type of solution, the water concentration in the solution is higher than that inside the cell. So in that case, what will happen? Water will start moving into the cell. So water will move inside the cell. So what will happen when more and more water enters inside the cells start to swell up. So when water diffuses into cell, the cytoplasm will build a pressure against the cell walls. As I said, when too much of water enter inside any object, it will start to exert pressure on the walls of the container. So the container here is the cell. So this pressure is known as the turgor pressure, and the cell is said to be turgid. That means the cell is having enough water now, and it is called turgid, and the pressure which is exerted, that is called the turgor pressure. So in return, because of this turgor pressure, there will also, so I'll just write it down, this is turgor pressure. Now in response to the turgor pressure, there is some pressure which is also exerted by the protoplasm, which is known as the pressure potential. And this pressure potential is the one which we talked about some time back. Now due to the fact that the cell wall, now in plant cells we have an additional cell wall outside the plasma membrane, and this cell wall is quite rigid, hard and tough. Due to the presence of this rigid cell wall, plant cells do not rupture when placed in a hypotonic solution. Whereas if you place an animal cell in the similar situation, as soon as too much of water enters inside, turgor pressure will develop and the cell will burst down, because they do not have the cell wall. But plant cells do have. So plants can withstand this turgor pressure. Now let us look at the third type of solution, that is the isotonic solution. As the name says, iso means same. So here the concentration of water inside in the solution and in the cell will be the same. So in this type of solution, what would be the behavior? Since the water concentration in the solution is same as that inside the cell, we actually do not see a net movement, or a net diffusion is not seen. That is because it is like a combination of both hypertonic and hypotonic. So even though water wants to move inside, it will exert some pressure called turgor pressure. At the same time, water will also come outside, and both the movements will get balanced. Therefore, there is no net movement which is taking place in an isotonic solution. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.